We're back with another episode of the Coffee Run. We're in Coal Island. Probably my second time here in my life, but for good reason. We're with the fastest parkrunner of all time, but so much more than that. European champion and all this good stuff, but he'll tell us. Nick Griggs. How are you, brother?
How you doing, mate? Not too bad. Just enjoying the run so far.
Just enjoying the run. We're trying not to get soaked,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to keep up with Nick. Which is a struggle. Nick, thank you for coming on, man.
No
Appreciate it. Because I know, very busy man, you're coming into racing season now.
Yeah.
So, tell us, for the people who don't know you, I know we were just chatting there, the Parkrun record, just kind of put your name all over. But tell us a little bit about you and what you do. And we'll talk after about how you get into running, but just a little 30 seconds elevator pitch.
Professional athlete. Run for Puma professionally, so yeah.
Love that.
And main distances are kind of the 1500 mile, 3000, 5000, a bit of cross country as well. Not went up to the marathon run just yet, but maybe one day. So yeah, that's all it is. Just a lot of running, a lot of training.
A lot of running, a lot of training.
That's it.
That's what I like to think I do, but not to quite the level Nick does. So bring us back. What age are you now? Early 20s?
21.
21?
Yeah.
Jeez, make me feel old. But bring us back to getting into running. What kind of made you get into running? When did you decide, oh, this is what I'm going to pursue?
Yeah.
Like, was it early days or was it later on? Or did you play any other sports?
I've always enjoyed running kind of since I was 5 or 6 years old. Always used to love it. Me and my dad used to like go down to the athletics track here in Coal Island actually and practice for sports day. So I've always been a bit of a nerd when it comes to that.
Sports day, love it.
I watched the Olympics in 2012 and watched Bolt and Farah kind of win the Olympic gold, and that was like, oh, I want to be like them. So I said something I've always said, like, oh, I'm going to be a professional athlete or an Olympian or a professional runner, but bridging the gap between being a 6-year-old saying that and actually doing it is kind of easier said than done, I guess. So yeah, no, I used to play Gaelic. That was my other one for
Coal Island?
10 years, Brackville, Old Rose. So yeah, that kind of would love to still play and be able to still play, but obviously
injuries and stuff.
Can't really still play.
Can't imagine your
I know
sponsors and coaches would be too pleased.
Maybe one day we'll be able to go back when I'm a bit older. So that's the plan.
That's the sacrifice you kind of have to make. I'm sure you make sacrifices all the time.
Sure.
Giving up sports you love.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do love Gaelic.
Absolutely.
But it's just with injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be tunnel vision and just focus on one thing.
Exactly, that's it.
Favourite achievements? You're still so young.
Yeah.
You've got so much more to achieve and tick off, I'm sure. But we mentioned the Parkrun record, which obviously wasn't your aim, probably. It's not your life goal, but an incredible achievement. And you recently won European cross-country championships.
Yeah.
First Irish?
First Irish man.
First Irish man. Love it. Unreal. So what stands out? Like, what's your favourite moment? I'm sure you've had a lot of lows as well.
Oh, for sure.
The joys of being a fast athlete, but what kind of stands out for you?
The European cross-country champs there. Just, I kind of came second, third and second at it. So it was kind of like, I have to, at some point I've got to win this, like, so it was nice to get that done. It was, I feel like I worked for so many years. So to finally do it was fulfilling, I guess. And then I think a few years back I won the European Under-20 champs. I was 16. So yeah, I kind of had a bit of a weird story of basically not being very good, but I kind of just started to get quite good out of nowhere. So it was a bit of a surprise, let's say.
Is that coming from me, do you think? Get good out of nowhere, I'm waiting.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to actually win that. So it was probably the most special one just because of the whole circumstances kind of surrounding it. So yeah, that was probably number one.
Just found one thing that I've done that Nick hasn't done. He's never ran a marathon, so I'm just taking that off as a elite athlete. He's trying, bless him. You make running look way too easy for my liking. Way too easy. Right, just to humble me real quick, I'm just going to get Nick to write him off as fastest times. I'm a big believer that, for the general population, time doesn't matter. But when you're trying to win races and become an Olympian, Times do matter a lot.
My 1500 meters is 3:35.
3:35.
Yeah. My mile is. I got 3:52 on the track and 3:48 on the roads, but hopefully, it's the road was slightly downhill. So
Okay, nice.
don't know if we're counting that. I like to think.
I count that, yeah.
That's just any of my mates that managed to find this will
Yeah.
probably slam.
We'll count it.
And then my 3K is 7:32 and 5K 13:05. And then I haven't done a 10K or more yet, so that's all we got.
What about 100 meters?
Oh,
do you know it?
Nah, I say.
We need to do a race meet or two, like win
£100
if you beat me. I'm going to do that.
11. I say go 11 though, with spikes on, like, but
Jeez.
Don't know if that's delusional or not.
Right, I've heard enough. I'm going home. Love it.
Nice.
Right, coffee now. What's the coffee shop called? Uppercut. Yeah. Down here. I've heard of it. I'm excited. We've done it. How far do we run in there?
3.2 miles.
3.2, and Nick has more running to do, but I thought we'd just cut it off there and get a coffee so I can go home and he can go and chase his dreams a little bit more. But we're here at Uppercut, which I've actually heard of, but great wee spot. Let's try the coffee actually.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Good gear, oat flat white.
Yeah.
Nick, what have you ordered?
Just a wee normal flat white. Didn't quite go for the oat now, but
nah.
Yeah. I actually, when you said it, I actually did want to try.
Have you ever got oat milk?
No.
Man, it changes the taste.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
This should have been the first oat flat white trying.
Yeah.
But then if you didn't like it, I would have felt bad. So no, we'll stick to what he knows. But oat flat white, it's not even, a lot of people say to me, oh, you can't drink dairy. I'm like, no, it's just a taste thing. Coffee tastes different with oat milk. It's a little bit smoother or something, yeah. Okay. But you'll have to give me a text when you try it. I'm keen to know. But, okay, so we got the coffee order, flat white, no treat, elite athletes, the both of us. Even though I probably would have had a caramel square, but I'm shredding down for the holidays. But I want to talk a little bit about struggles as an elite athlete. Obviously, we talked a little bit about injuries. I was telling you about my hip issue, which I need to get sorted. But talk to us about, because everyone sees the wins, the European Championships. You've won a lot in your time. You're only 21, so you've got a lot more winning to do. But what would you say the biggest struggles are? Because we talked about sacrifices as well, and having to give up sports you love, and I'm sure having to give up nights out with friends, all this here kind of stuff. So talk to us a little bit about your struggles.
Yeah, I think
that if you want to know.
I think, like you were saying, kind of that's an obvious one. Almost, if you take the elite athlete thing aside and more look at a 21-year-old in university, kind of that's one of the biggest ones.
I didn't even know you were.
You don't get to go to, you don't just get to go on nights out willy nilly. Like, you kind of have to. I almost think it's better sometimes. I was talking to my mate about it last night. Actually, of like, it means it's like I haven't drank since March. It was after World Indoor Champs. Obviously enjoyed and then got back to training. So that's like a good 3 months. So again, that's probably not a normal thing for some of my age. You see, like, kind of your mates are going out and stuff, and you're like, oh, you're on a camp, or you just can't do stuff that you might want to do. Yeah, and like, again, I don't think it's that bad in terms of, it means, say when you do go on a night out or something, you're more up for, it's more of a reward. You're like, oh, I've waited so long for this. This is literally going to be on. And it's like you're after a race or after something, so it just makes it better. But I suppose that's one wee small thing. And I'd say some of the main ones are just like, I think not even pressures, but just sometimes for me it's almost you put your all into it. It's kind of is your job, and you train day in day out, and that still doesn't guarantee success. That still doesn't guarantee that you go and make European Championships or make the Olympics or win a medal here and there. Like, you could do that your entire career and still in your mind come up short, if that makes sense. So I think that's sometimes almost a scary reality of, like, just because you put all the work in and you run 95, 100 mile a week or whatever it is, and you're doing all the extras and you're not going out and you're giving 100% of your heart to it, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. So I think that's the same with anything in life, but that's just my perspective on elite sport in general. It's pretty cutthroat, and again, you can do all you can and still come up short. But I think there's definitely there's a satisfaction in at least putting your all into it, and even if it doesn't come out, you can kind of be satisfied that you still give it your all, and you've got that to look back on and be proud of. I think
it's such fine margins, isn't it? I'm nowhere near the elite sport level, but working with elite sports in different sports, like I've worked in professional rugby, working a lot of different sports at a high level, and you kind of see them giving their all, and all you can do is give your all, I guess. And then as long as you leave everything on the table, then you can have no regrets. But I'm sure there's always bits in your mind where you're like, could I done this? And it's a constant battle. I always think of like 100-meter sprinters of like so many years of training for 9.58 seconds, which you know, I don't know if that'll be beat anytime soon. But no, that's incredible. What you were saying about the drinking, it probably helps now a little bit more because coffee culture and stuff is so big. Like, drink it, because when I was at uni 10 years ago, which is incredibly sad to think it was that long ago, I know I don't look 31, but like, drinking culture was massive. And it was like, if you weren't drinking, you were the odd one out. It still is massive, but now it's kind of swaying more towards wellness, and so it probably helps you as an athlete, like, feel less left out.
100%. I think especially I suppose it depends how you choose your circle as well. Obviously, I have a lot of my close friends are in running, and they're also chasing the same goal. So it's like, you might go on a camp for a month, and like, you're obviously not gonna think you're there to train, but you still have the same camaraderie and the same crack. You don't have to have, and again, I'm a big believer, like, you don't have to have alcohol and stuff to have fun, but I'm not delusional. Like, I obviously, I love a night out as much as the next guy. Like, you know, I'm not like a robot, like, you know, so I'm not here saying, oh, drink a spafy. Like, yes, it's obviously not great for your health, but again, if I'm not going out, if I'm not drinking, I'm just not going out. I'm just like, I'm not going to go on a night out if I'm not drinking. So, like you said, I think that's changed a lot to where you surround yourself with like-minded people and stuff like that. And yes, there's a time and a place for that, but a lot of the time you can have just as much fun, nearly, if you just doing normal stuff and going for, say, a run, or going for coffee after, or like, it's a warm day, you go for a dip in the lake, or you just go on a drive, stuff like that. So I think
wholesome stuff.
There's 100% a time and a place for all that. And again, if you're not kind of an elite athlete, then you obviously don't have the same reasons to not go out, which is completely fair enough. But for me, I think it's finding a balance between sometimes I've run some of my best races, and maybe if there's any sponsors or anything listening, they might not like to hear this, but sometimes I've run some of my best races just like off of nights, just in the middle of the summer, you've come back from a race, and you've went out and you've had like a few pints, and then you've raced 3 days later, and like, it's like, oh, the best race I've ever run, because you're just like bouncing from, you're already fit, and you're kind of just, sometimes I don't mind after a race just having a few, it kind of puts you to sleep a little bit, and people are like, oh, that's really bad, you're racing so soon, but it's like, well, like, I'm not going out and taking the piss, you're only having a few pints, and then you're going to bed. I usually can't sleep after races anyway, so that kind of like, I feel like that I will generally, I will get to sleep earlier if I go and have 3 or 4 drinks after like a race abroad or something, than if I just was to go straight to sleep, because my mind will just be constantly up thinking about it. So some of the times I've ran my best races after stuff like that, and that's not an advocation to go and do it, but it just shows that there is a time and a place, and if you can balance it in your head, like, if you can make it work, if you can make a balance in acting, and just have a bit of balance in life, you know, that's I think that's the way it works for me. So I mean, people have different experiences, but that's just how I kind of have dealt with it so far, I guess.
For sure, I definitely want to be on that night out whenever you win an Olympic medal, for sure. That'll be a big one. Nick, appreciate you coming on.
No worries.
It means a lot, because I know you're a busy man. You're heading away now on a 3-week training camp, so that's exciting. So no, I appreciate you taking the time, because we did try and get it in a few times. We've been trying for a while, but I appreciate you making the time. And I got to visit the lovely Coal Island, so it's all winning here. But I know athletes are big into goal setting and all the rest. So what's the goals?
I think the main goal for me always is just to win an Olympic medal someday. That's kind of like the pinnacle of the sport. So that's something I think since I was literally 5 years old and watching the Olympics on the TV, I've always kind of dreamt about. So, you know, it's not just about having talent or dedication or determination to train hard every day and out. You have to have luck on your side, because again, it comes around every 4 years. So it's not it's not something you just say and be like, that's going to happen. It's like, you say it as it's a goal, but it's like, I don't see why I couldn't do it if everything fell into place, and you have to kind of have that ambition, I think. So that would be like the main one, just career wise. And then I think, just to keep enjoying the fact that I'm able to make a living and fly around different countries and go to so many different places to race and to train. And sometimes, you can take it for granted a little bit, or you're not running too well. I think it was like 2 years ago. I just missed out in the Olympics to qualify for Paris, and I was kind of obviously a bit down. Like, oh, I've put so much into this, and I really, really wanted to make it. I was 19, and then I didn't. And I kind of was in the airport on the way back, and I was looking. I was like, well, I've just raced. I've raced in like Poland, Brussels, Rome, like Nice in France, and then Madrid. It's like you're traveling around Europe, the world, kind of living your dream, and sometimes it might not come off. But I just had to take a step back as I was like getting on the plane, and it was all sunny in sunny Spain, and I was like, I just be so appreciative of what you do have, because like 4 years ago I would have been dreaming to be in that situation. So I think just continuing to like live that dream that I've had since I was a child of being a professional athlete and just not taking it for granted.
Fast, man. Love that. Also, Puma, if you want to reach out, that jacket's sick. That's so sick. No, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you.